I don't want your offer. I'll tell you how much I'm worth, how much I believe I'm worth, and either you can get with it or get lost, right? My name is Amber Grimes, and I'm the Executive Vice President and GM of LVRN Records. How did I get to where I am in my career today? Lots of hard work, taking out the trash and getting coffee. Anything that I could do to learn. I spent a lot of time self-teaching and learning every lesson I could to get myself to where I am today. I definitely have had those times, especially early on in my career, where I felt like I had to prove what I know and why I'm there, and I have to say something, because if I don't say anything in the room, people are gonna think I don't belong or I don't know anything. I'm glad that I've grown from that, because now I only say something when I have something to say. And so I've stopped trying to prove myself to anybody, because if I'm already at the same table as you, what are we talking about? We're all here for a reason. And I just make sure that it's certainly my responsibility to speak up and take up the space that I came to take up. But I don't subscribe to that anymore. I don't feel like I have to prove anything to anybody but myself. And I'm glad to be at that level in my career.
What's the worst advice you've ever gotten?
The worst advice I've ever gotten? That I asked for too much. Damn that person. Let's talk about money, because people don't like to talk about money, and people are afraid of money, and people think it's rude to ask about money. I had a very big opportunity to, for the first time, instead of taking an offer, I could ask for what I wanted, which is how now I go into everything. I don't want your offer. I'll tell you how much I'm worth, how much I believe I'm worth, and either you can get with it or get lost, right? And I was telling my friends, I'm about to do this thing. This is what I'm asking for. I weighed all the options. This is my worth. I know who I'm bringing to the table. I know who I am. And that person told me that's too much. That no one will give you that. You're asking for too much. Like, sorry, friend. I'm old and wise, and I know this. I've been in this business. You're asking for too much. And, again, me being the Aquarius that I am, I was like, thanks. I'm gonna trust myself. I got the answer. And I went and I asked, and I got exactly what I asked for. Only you know your worth. That's why I think it's called self-worth.
What advice would you give to a young woman who is afraid to speak up or the risk of being labeled as difficult?
I can't help the way that people feel about me. That's their business. The only thing that you should care about is honoring your own feelings. I had a boss very early on that taught me a great lesson, and anytime I would have an idea or have something to speak out about, he would say, are you willing to lose your job over it? And at first I was like, that is so mean. But it's one of the most important questions that I now ask myself in those times. If I say something, am I willing to lose my job over it? Is this the hill I want to die on? Is that, the sword that I want to fall on? And if the answer is yes, if I'm willing to lose my job, it doesn't mean that you're going to lose your job, but if I'm willing to walk away from this opportunity because I need to say this, or I need to fight for this, or I need to fight for that person, or I deserve more money, or whatever the thing is, if you're willing to go, you should say it. I'm proud to be difficult, and I'm proud to be aggressive, and I'm proud to be whatever anybody else goes to sleep thinking I am, as long as I feel good about what I did and what I said at the end of the day. How do I maintain my peace? Oh, let me count the ways. I say no. I say no often, especially when that's what I want to say. I don't do things that I don't want to do, and I don't go places that I don't want to go, and I don't surround myself with people I don't want to be surrounded by. I honor my feelings. I feel confident when I look good and when I feel good. And that taking up space, again, as I said, it used to be about being the loudest in the room or having the most to say. It's being confident enough to be quiet because people know you're there for a reason. That's what confidence in the room and taking up space means to me. You don't always have to be angry or difficult or aggressive when you are speaking up for yourself. I speak up with logic and facts. I speak up and let people know my perspective, and in most cases why my particular perspective as a Black woman might be more important than yours because of what we're talking about. And I have learned that a big part of speaking up comes with people respecting you and having respect for you and having respect for what you have to say. And that is a respect that does not come easily, by the way. It's a respect that must be demanded the day that you walk into a place where you're going to give your time and energy and your perspective, and you teach people how you want to be treated. I'm confident to sit and say this now because I've been through that, not feeling respected or speaking out of turn, feeling like I was speaking out of turn. And today I feel confident in my voice and saying, I'm saying this because this is why you hired me. This is why I'm here, to give you my opinion, my perspective. What really motivates me, I think people always talk about their younger self. I'm obsessed with my older self. I'm obsessed with who I could be in a year or 5 years or 10 years. I have seen how easily you can change your life when you not only put your mind to it, but you action it and you manifest and all of those. So my older self, my 24 hours from now, so motivates me to keep going because I want to see her and I want to meet her and I want to know what she's going to achieve. And I'm sure she's going to look fabulous. So I can't wait to see what she wears.
What makes you feel free?
Just now being able to really, truly, honestly believe that me being a Black woman is a superpower. And I say that all the time, but there was a time when I didn't mean it. There was a time when I think that people didn't believe it. I think there was a time when we were in a room and that wasn't respected and valued, and our perspective, we might have been there, but nobody actually wanted to hear from us. And it makes me feel so free now to be blackety black in any room that I'm in, because that is why I'm there. To protect Black women, to protect Black culture, to protect Black men, to protect the way that Black people are represented in anything that's coming out, that we're putting out, to just do what's right. And now, I value myself. I speak a lot about making sure that other people value me. I value myself, and it's free to know that I can come as I am, the way that I dress, the way that I look, with the deepest, darkest brown skin, and I'm there to represent every single person that looks like me. That is free.
How is it navigating a male-dominated industry?
Yeah, I actually find it a lot harder to be the only Black woman in the room than it has been for me to be the only woman. I love the industry that I work in. I love entertainment. It is always a lot of men at the table, but what I have, I've been blessed to work with a lot of men that value my being a woman. I am not trying to act like a man when I come into a room. I am not trying to think like a man. I'm not trying to do any of those things. I'm bringing what I bring as a woman to the table. That's my superpower. And being Black is my superpower, and being a woman is my superpower, and all of those special things and perspectives that we have. I would like to be remembered for standing up for what I believe in, no matter what the opportunity is that you may lose. I don't believe in that. If I truly, truly think that something is wrong, or if that something doesn't support and or protect the culture, or it just doesn't sizzle right in my spirit, I have to say something, because I can't sleep at night, knowing that or thinking that or showing up to a place that doesn't believe what I believe, but I come and work there every day. And I want to be remembered for having the courage and confidence to always speak up. It's actually what got me to exactly where I needed to go and where I needed to be all the time. So I want to be remembered for never being afraid to speak up, whether it's for myself or for anybody else, or for just what I believe I stand for.